Last Friday on CBC News Network, Rosemary Barton interviewed Dr. Nadia Alam. Dr. Alam is an anesthesiologist in Ontario who shared this tweet after a long night of treating patients with COVID-19, including one elderly man who didn't want to be on a ventilator.
He turned to me and said, if I die from this, I would rather die looking at the sky. I would rather die talking to my family. And so I sat with him and we looked at the sky, and it was a beautiful sunny day. And we talked about his family. I love being a doctor. There is no doubt about that. I have never understood this more clearly than in these days. But I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm afraid of catching the disease. I'm afraid of passing it on to my more vulnerable patients. And I'm afraid of being one of the statistics that passes away from it.
And Dr. Nadia Alam joins us now. That was such a powerful interview. So many people have spoken to me about it after seeing it. How are you doing now?
Honestly, I hadn't expected it to be so big. I hadn't expected it to resonate with so many people. So many people have contacted me over social media, over my email. They've stopped me in the hallway. And a lot of them have said, I'm scared too. I've had patients who've called me this week in my family practice who've said, I saw you on CBC and I'm scared too. Thank you for talking about it. Thank you for letting me talk about it.
Yeah, and that was just sorry to interrupt, but that was just it. I know you were reluctant to go there in the interview, but Rosemary finally said to you, like, tell us how you feel. And I think you did give voice to what so many doctors across the country must be feeling as well. But I also want to ask you about the patient you were talking about there. What ended up happening with him?
So he is still alive. He is still on oxygen. He's fighting. He's fighting so hard for this. I visited him yesterday. I was at the hospital yesterday working again. And when I had a moment, I slipped down to his room and sat with him. His family has COVID-19, and so they're isolating. So they can't visit him. And so I sat and I held his hand. And again, it was a beautiful sunny day with blue skies and fluffy cotton ball clouds, and we talked about his grandkids this time. And he told me about his grandkids. He told me about his extended family. One of his nieces found me on Twitter, and so we talked about her and the work she does. And then we just sat quietly for a while too. And I love this patient. I do. I love his strength. I love his determination. He wants to beat this and go home. And I want him to as well.
You know, as I walk from home to work, when I do come into the newsroom here, I go past Vancouver General Hospital and I wonder what's happening inside those walls as I go by. And, you know, you work just outside Ottawa and you're giving us a sense of that. Just before we let you go, we have maybe about 45 seconds. In your hospital, what is it like on a day-to-day basis these days?
It's not too bad. We can see the surge slowly coming towards Halton Hills. The hospital that I work at, Georgetown Hospital, it's got a great, friendly environment. Everybody's nervous. Everybody is careful and on guard, but they feel ready. They feel ready to deal with what they have to. They feel ready to make the decisions they have to. They're trying to comfort the patients that are there because many of them are on isolation. And we know that this takes a huge mental toll, not just on the healthcare workers, but on the patients who have COVID-19 and who are isolated. And then all the other patients that we have to take care of who may not have COVID-19, but have come to the hospital for other reasons like ectopic pregnancies or heart failure or something like that, ruptured appendices, right? Yes, COVID-19 is incredibly important, but the rest of life, all the other myriad of diseases that we have to take care of, those are still going on. So we need to make sure that we're ready to take care of them within hospital and in the community as well.